the generation of single sideband suppressed carrier. How to generate a single sideband suppressed carrier at the transmitter side? We have three methods. Method number one is frequency discrimination method. Method number two is known as phase discrimination method. Third method is known as Weaver's method. So when we are going to analyze the signal in frequency domain and we are operating over the frequency region, then the method that we are going to apply is a frequency discrimination method. So frequency discrimination method में generally हम लोग काम करने वाले frequency domain में with the help of the filter we are going to generate the frequency, we are going to generate the SSBSC signal. Right. In phase discrimination method, we are going to arrange the blocks in such a manner that the SSBSC signal generated at the transmitter side. And third method is Weaver's method. Frequency discrimination method क्या होता है? In this method, DSBSC signal is transmitted through the proper band pass filter to generate the SSBSC. So in this method, we are going to pass the DSBSC signal from the band pass filter to generate SSBSC. This is a DSBSC signal as of DSBSC T. How to generate the DSBSC signal we have studied earlier. A product modulator is used to generate the DSBSC signal. A product modulator have two inputs, message signal MT as well as carrier signal CT. So the product modulator will multiply these two inputs and will produce the DSBSC signal. This DSBSC signal has two sidebands, upper sideband as well as lower sideband. So we pass this DSBSC signal through a band pass filter having the required cutoff frequencies to generate the SSBSC signal. So let us analyze the frequency domain spectrum of this frequency discrimination method. See, let's say we have a message signal MT in time domain, and with the help of Fourier transform, we can analyze its frequency spectrum. We can transform the message signal MT from time domain to frequency domain with the help of Fourier transform. So in the frequency domain, MT will look like this, MF. MF is the Fourier transform of MT. It will have the bandwidth as W, and the spectrum will contain the frequency ranges from minus W to plus W, even though the bandwidth is equals to W only. So this is your message signal in frequency domain. As we all know, we have a carrier signal like CT, which is a single tone carrier signal, which can be taken as AC cos of 2 pi f CT, a well-known carrier signal. With these two inputs, MT and CT, we are going to generate a DSBSC signal through the product modulator. So DSBSC signal S of DSBSC T will be generated with the help of a product modulator and can be analyzed in frequency form like this. This is the frequency domain representation of S of T, which is a DSBSC modulated waveform. So we have zero frequency here. The message signal M of F will be shifted with the frequency Fc and will generate the spectrum at M of F minus Fc. So this is M of F minus Fc and this is m of f plus fc. This is the DSBSC spectrum, DSBSC modulated waveform spectrum, which we have discussed earlier as well. So we have two sidebands here, upper sideband as well as lower sideband. Upper sideband ranges from Fc to Fc plus W, and lower sideband ranges from Fc to Fc minus W. And the same spectrum will be observed at the negative frequencies as well. This is the DSBSC signal. Now, this DSBSC signal is then passed through a band pass filter, and the cutoff frequencies of band pass filter is selected such that only one of the sideband is passed through it. Hence, let us observe the frequency domain spectrum of band pass filter. The band pass filter will have a mathematical expression as h of f. And this band pass filter is designed in such a manner that it has the cutoff frequency ranges from Fc to Fc plus W. That means it is going to pass the upper side bands of the frequencies. HF की value जो है, that will be equals to 1 during this frequency interval. That means during the frequency range of Fc to Fc plus W, the value of band pass filter will be 1. Hence, S of DSBSC T will be multiplied with 1. When something is multiplied with 1, the output will be exactly same as the input which is applied. But if something is multiplied with 0, the output is equals to 0. Hence, the output of the band pass filter will be our SSBSC signal. So we are going to have only the components which ranges from the frequency range of Fc to Fc plus W. So ultimately, we are going to have upper sideband SSB signal. This method is known as frequency discrimination method. In this frequency discrimination method, we have certain drawbacks. Now let us discuss about those drawbacks which are there in the frequency discrimination method. So let us talk about the drawback of frequency discrimination method. In the frequency discrimination method, we actually are going to apply a band pass filter. And a band pass filter, the objective of the band pass filter is to pass the frequency ranges between the cutoff frequencies. That means Fc to Fc plus W. So it should pass all the frequency ranges from Fc to Fc plus W and block rest of the frequencies. That means it should multiply in frequency domain with 1 in the frequency range of Fc to Fc plus W. All the components which are ranging in between this frequency range, which is Fc to Fc plus W, it should be multiplied with 1 in frequency domain, and rest of the frequency component should be multiplied with 0. Right? This is the ideal nature of band pass filter. See, we have a band pass filter which ranges from Fc to Fc plus W. That means the objective of this band pass filter is to multiply 1 to all the components which ranges in between this cutoff frequency. But this behavior is actually an ideal behavior. So this is the ideal band pass filter. In ideal band pass filter, there is a sudden transition from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0 at the cutoff frequencies. ये एक आदर्श बात है, और आदर्श बातें किताबों के अंदर ही पाई जाती हैं, है ना. ideal nature you can find only over the paper. वास्तव में जो व्यवहारिकता है वो आपको मिलेगी एक्सपेरिमेंट करते वक्त लैब के अंदर. सो आइडियल बैंड पास फिल्टर इज बेसिकली अ कंसेप्ट. What you are going to get in the lab is a practical band pass filter. A practical band pass filter will be looking like this. This is a practical band pass filter. This is a practical band pass filter. Right. So what happens practically is the sudden transition from 1 to 0 is an ideal concept. But in practice, the band pass filter output changes from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0 gradually, slowly. If we have a cutoff frequency, let's say FC, and we have a frequency range, let's say FC to FC plus W, we are not only going to get the frequency component ranges from FC to FC plus W, but also we are going to get some of the components of the neighboring frequencies of the cutoff frequencies. So we are going to get some of the components which exist at the neighboring frequencies of FC as well as FC plus W. This is the practical band pass filter. When we apply this type of practical band pass filter to generate the SSBSC signal from the DSBSC signal, see, the modulated spectrum of SSBSC will be this. We are going to have the upper sideband, that means the sideband which ranges from FC to FC plus W, the vestige of the other sideband. That means we are going to get the partial components of the lower sideband which exist at the neighboring frequencies of FC. And this is the practical single sideband suppressed carrier. This type of SSBSC will be generated with the help of a frequency discrimination method. And this is the drawback. Why? Because it is going to produce the distortion at the receiver side when we are going to demodulate it using the synchronous demodulation method. Note number 1. Since the ideal band pass filter cannot be constructed, hence the ideal SSBSC cannot be constructed. 2. By the frequency discrimination method. Note number 2. SSBSC generated by the frequency discrimination method contains some undesired frequencies. Note number 3 says, because of the above drawback, frequency discrimination method is applied to modulate human voice signal. Human voice signal क्या होता है जी? Human voice signal has a frequency range between 300 Hz to 3.5 kilohertz. That means human voice signal does not have any components in between the frequency range of 0 to 300 Hz. तो ह्यूमन वॉइस सिग्नल को हम किस तरीके से मॉड्यूलेशन की प्रोसेस में SSBSC की मदद से मॉड्यूलेट कर सकते हैं? लेट अस सी ह्यूमन वॉइस सिग्नल को मॉड्यूलेट करते में परेशानी क्यों नहीं आती है. लेट अस ऑब्जर्व, let us analyze. Say we have a message signal MT, which is the speech signal, and that signal ranges from 300 Hz to 3.5 kilohertz. Let us modulate it with the help of DSBSC modulation technique. So DSBSC modulated waveform frequency spectrum will look like this. We are considering only the frequency, positive frequency component. So this is 0 point, and this spectrum MF will be shifted with the frequency, carrier frequency FC. So this is only M of F minus FC. So the frequency component which exists at 0 now will exist at FC. 300 hertz will now shift to FC plus 300. 3.5 kilohertz will now shift at FC plus 3.5 kilohertz. Minus of 300 hertz will now shift at FC minus 300. Minus 3.5 kilohertz will shift at FC minus 3.5 kilohertz. Right? Now the separation between the upper sideband and lower sideband equals to, it is clearly visible that the separation between the two is FC plus 300 minus of FC minus 300. So total distance in the frequency form is equals to 600 hertz when the lower sideband and upper sideband are taken into the consideration. Now let us consider a practical band pass filter. So we have a band pass filter. We are going to apply the DSBSC signal into the band pass filter, which is practical in nature. Even though the band pass filter is practical in nature and it allows the neighboring frequencies of the cutoff frequencies of band pass filter, since the separation between the lower sideband and upper sideband are too high to produce at the output of the band pass filter. Right? So even if we are going to apply the practical band pass filter, we are going to get the SSBSC which is ideal in nature. We are going to get the upper sideband which ranges from FC plus 300 to FC plus 3.5 kilohertz. बट ये संभव क्यों हो सका है? ये संभव हो सका है क्योंकि अपर साइडबैंड और लोअर साइडबैंड के बीच में जो सेपरेशन है that is too high. If the separation is too high, we can modulate that carrier with the message signal using the frequency generation method to generate the SSBSC signal. Let us take a note. Let us consider three different message signals. We have a human voice signal which ranges from 300 hertz to 3.5 kilohertz. We have an audio signal which ranges from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. And we have a video signal which ranges from 0 to 4.5 megahertz. Let us observe the sidebands separation between upper sideband and lower sideband. So sideband separation for all these three inputs, for all these three message signals. So the sideband separation for the human voice signal, upper sideband, lower sideband, the distance is 600 hertz. Whereas in the case of audio signal, the sidebands are separated by 20 hertz positive side and 20 hertz negative side. So we are going to have the separation equals to 40 hertz. And in case of video signal, the separation, since the video signal ranges from 0 to 4.5, the separation between the two sidebands is equals to 0 hertz. That means the generation by the frequency discrimination method is possible in case of human voice signal, but it is not possible in case of the rest of two message signals. That means an audio signal or a video signal, if the message signals are audio or video signals, we are not going to modulate a carrier with these type of message signal using the frequency discrimination method to generate the SSBSC. Why? Because the sideband separation is too low. Hence, the other sideband, the vestige, the partial part of the other sideband will also pass through the band pass filter and will distort the message signal at the receiver side while demodulation. If the frequency discrimination method is not suitable for these kinds of message signals, what all the other techniques do we have for the modulation purpose? So the second modulation technique that we are going to discuss is the phase discrimination method. We have a mathematical expression of the modulated waveform as S of t equals AC mt cos 2 pi fct minus plus AC m cap t sine 2 pi fct. This is the mathematical expression of modulated waveform if the modulation scheme used is SSBSC. Right? So in the phase discrimination method, we are going to arrange the blocks in such a manner that it should take two inputs, message signal as well as carrier, and produce the modulated waveform at the output side. हम लोगों को ब्लॉक्स को कुछ इस तरह से अरेंज करना है कि ये दो इनपुट्स को ले, मैसेज सिग्नल को और कैरियर को, और आउटपुट पर क्या दे, मॉड्यूलेटेड वेवफॉर्म ST. So let us look at the block diagram of phase discrimination method. This is the block diagram of phase discrimination method. In this, we have two product modulator. So we have product modulator 1 as well as product modulator 2. What is the functioning of the product modulator? Product modulator multiply whatever be the inputs in it. So product modulator will give you the product of the applied inputs. Right? So we have two product modulator which are going to give the product of the applied inputs. Now let us observe what all the inputs will be given to these product modulator. So input 1 is message signal MT, and input 2 is carrier signal CT. Expression of carrier signal is always AC cos 2 pi fct. Hence, this is a single tone carrier signal which contains only one frequency, which is carrier frequency FC. Right? So in this block diagram, we have seen two product modulators. The inputs to the two product modulator will be message signal MT and carrier signal CT. We have two phase shifter in this as well. So we have phase shifter 1 and phase shifter 2. We have two 90-degree phase shifter as well, which are going to shift the phase by 90 degree, whatever be the input applied to it. So let us observe the phase shifter 2 first. The 90-degree phase shifter 2 का जो इनपुट है वो है CT, और जो CT है वो है AC cos 2 pi fct. That means it is a single tone carrier signal which contains only one frequency FC. Therefore, it is known as the 90-degree phase shifter 2 is known as narrow band phase shifter, which is applied only for single frequency FC. Whereas the phase shifter 1, 90-degree phase shifter 1, the input to this 90-degree phase shifter is MT, which is a message signal and which can not necessarily be a single tone message signal. That means if the message signal is a multi-tone message signal, this 90-degree phase shifter should be a wide band phase shifter. Right? So the 90-degree phase shifter, the two 90-degree phase shifter that we are going to apply in the phase discrimination method are completely different in nature. One is narrow band phase shifter, which is going to shift the single frequency. The other is a wide band phase shifter, which is going to shift the phase by 90° for a multi-tone message signal. And the phase shifter 1, which is a wide band phase shifter, is practically not possible to construct. A wide band phase shifter cannot be constructed practically. Why? We'll see in the later part of the discussion. See, the product modulator 1 has two inputs, MT as well as CT, and CT is AC cos 2 pi f CT. So the output of the product modulator 1 is AC MT cos 2 pi f CT. The product modulator 2 has two inputs. One is 90° phase shift of the message signal. That means this is the output of the 90° phase shift of MT is M cap T. So the one input to the product modulator 2 is M cap T. The other input is 90° phase shift of CT, and CT is AC cos 2 pi f CT. So 90° of AC cos 2 pi f CT is AC sin 2 pi f CT. So when we multiply these two inputs in the product modulator 2, the output at the product modulator 2 will be AC M cap T sin 2 pi f CT. Now these two outputs will be taken at the summer with the polarity as product 1 modulator will be given with the positive polarity, whereas product 2 modulator output will be given with the polarity with minus and plus. If the minus polarity is taken, upper sideband will be generated. That means the modulated waveform with the upper sideband will be generated. And if plus is taken, that means in the modulated waveform, the lower sideband is considered. So this is how we are going to get the S of T, which is modulated waveform using the SSB modulation scheme. This is the phase discrimination method to generate the single sideband suppressed carrier. This circuit has a name which is also known as Hartley modulator. For the generation of multi-tone single sideband, frequency discrimination method will be used. अगर multi-tone SSB आपको generate करना है, the phase discrimination method will not be used. Why? Because the 90° phase shifter, the wideband 90° phase shifter cannot be practically constructed. Practically it cannot be constructed. Ideally की बात ही नहीं कर रहे हैं हम, तो practical की बात कर रहे हैं. Even in the practical case, you cannot generate a 90° wideband phase shifter. Hence, when we have a message signal which is a multi-tone message signal, which SSB modulation technique will be applied? Answer is frequency discrimination method. To generate multi-tone SSB, frequency discrimination method will be used, right? Let us understand the functioning of phase shift network. ऐसा क्या है भाई phase shift network के अंदर कि इसको आप multi-tone message signal के लिए apply नहीं कर सकते हैं? What is the phase shift network? Phase shift network is actually an integrator or a differentiator. It is nothing but an integrator or differentiator circuit. Integrator circuit कैसा होता है? See, integrator circuit is a low pass filter circuit with very high value of time constant RC. This is an integrator circuit where we are going to apply the inputs Vi. हमको output मिलने वाला है V0 T, which is the integration of input. That means V0 T will be integration of Vit dt with some multiplication with some coefficient, constant coefficients. So in the integrator circuit, we are going to get the output at the capacitor. कैपेसिटर पर आउटपुट को कलेक्ट किया जाता है, तो जो आउटपुट मिलता है वो मिलता है इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ इनपुट्स, एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो नोन एज लो पास फिल्टर. भाई डिफरेंशिएटर सर्किट कैसा होता है? डिफरेंशिएटर सर्किट इज बेसिकली हाई पास फिल्टर, the low value of time constant RC. Earlier, we are collecting the output at the capacitor. Now we are going to collect the output at the resistor. इंडक्टर को यूज नहीं करते, right? So in the differentiator circuit, again we have two components R and C. We have input voltage VIT, we have output voltage VIT, and output voltage will be the differentiation of the input voltage. कैसे आएगा? When we are going to collect the output at the resistor, we are going to observe the differentiator circuit, right? This is also known as high pass filter. So generally, for the realization of 90-degree phase shifter, either the differentiator or the integrator will be used. To understand why a wideband 90-degree phase shifter is practically not possible, let us consider the integrator circuit. Integrator circuit को ले लेते हैं और इस discussion को हम आगे बढ़ाते हैं. So let's say we have an integrator circuit. That means we are going to collect the output at the capacitor, and this is the impedance at the capacitor, which is 1 by j omega c. We are going to apply the input VIT. Let us understand the mathematics behind this. V naught omega, that means in frequency domain, the output will be equals to the frequency domain input, that means Vi omega multiply with the transfer function h of omega. The definition of transfer function you all know is equals to Laplace transform of output divided by Laplace transform of input, providing the zero initial conditions. So h of omega is basically the transfer function, which is V naught omega over Vi omega. आउटपुट का लाप्लास ट्रांसफॉर्म या आउटपुट का फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन डिवाइड बाय इनपुट का फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन. सो आउटपुट का फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन इज एक्चुअली द मल्टीप्लिकेशन ऑफ इनपुट in frequency domain multiplying with the transfer function. Okay, let us take the magnitude part. So V naught omega absolute value will be equals to if V input omega absolute value multiplying with the transfer function absolute value. So this is the magnitude part. What is the phase part? Angle of V naught omega will be equals to angle of input plus angle of h of omega. This is the phase part. Right? Now we have a 90-degree phase shifter. That means we want 90-degree addition in phase. So to get the phase shift by 90-degree, this angle of h omega should be 90-degree. Only in that case ना, तभी तो आपको आउटपुट पर जो फेज मिलने वाला है V नॉट ओमेगा का फेज इनपुट के फेज से 90 डिग्री ज्यादा होगा. तो इनपुट का फेज है V ओमेगा, इसमें 90 डिग्री फेज आप एडिशन देंगे तब आपको आउटपुट का फेज मिलने वाला है. तो अल्टीमेटली एंगल ऑफ h ओमेगा शुड बी इक्वल्स टू 90. तभी तो 90 डिग्री फेज शिफ्टर सर्किट बनेगा. राइट? नाउ लेट अस रिकलेक्ट h ओमेगा एज V नॉट ओमेगा डिवाइड बाय V इन ओमेगा. और जो पुराना सर्किट है इंटीग्रेटर का उसको आप रिकलेक्ट करें, ऑब्जर्व करें, यू विल सी वी आर गोइंग टू गेट द आउटपुट एट द कैपेसिटर ओनली. सो दिस इज 1 by j omega c divided by r plus 1 by j omega c. Why? Because the input is applied over the r as well as c. So r plus 1 by j omega c. Hence h omega का मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशन आएगा h omega equals to 1 by 1 plus j omega RC. This is the transfer function. 1 by 1 plus j omega RC. Right? In this transfer function, let us observe the phase part. So what is the angle of h omega? Therefore, the angle of h omega will be equals to what? Minus of tan inverse omega RC. A plus JB. The magnitude part is square root of a square plus b square. And the phase part is equals to tan inverse of b by a. If we are taking 1 by a plus jb, magnitude will be 1 by square root of a square plus b square, whereas phase will be same, tan inverse of b by a, but with a minus sign. So this is minus of tan inverse b by a, where b is the imaginary part, omega rc divided by 1. Now to get this phase as 90 degree, minus of tan inverse omega rc should be 90 degree. That means tan inverse को आप राइट हैंड साइड लेके जाइए, तो you will get omega rc equals to 1090, and 1090 is always equals to infinite. So omega rc must be equals to what? Infinite. Omega rc की वैल्यू क्या होनी चाहिए? Infinite. Is it practically possible? R की वैल्यू, रेजिस्टेंस की वैल्यू इनफाइनाइट लेनी पड़ेगी उसके लिए, या C की वैल्यू इनफाइनाइट लेनी पड़ेगी, या ओमेगा की वैल्यू इनफाइनाइट लेनी पड़ेगी. ओमेगा इनफाइनाइट, दैट मींस द एनालिसिस इज आउट ऑफ द ऑब्जर्वेशन. जो फ्रीक्वेंसी कंसिडरेशन में है वो प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. हेंस द सर्किट इज प्रैक्टिकली नॉट पॉसिबल. Practically it is not possible. Why? Because we cannot have omega rc equals to infinite, right? See the problem number 2. When MT is multitone message signal, so when MT is multitone message signal, that means it contains the multiple frequencies. To obtain the 90 degree phase shift, it has multiple frequencies. Understand? We cannot change R and C for the circuit. सर्किट का R और C तो चेंज कर नहीं सकते. कर सकते हैं क्या? नहीं कर सकते. तो आपको किसको चेंज करना पड़ेगा? ओमेगा को चेंज करना पड़ेगा डिफरेंट फ्रीक्वेंसीज के लिए. बट टू गेट इट 90 डिग्री यू मस्ट हैव अ कांस्टेंट वैल्यू ऑफ ओमेगा आर सी. So this is the limitation. This is the limitation in multitone case. If MT is a multitone message signal, that means it contains the frequency range. To obtain the 90 degree phase shift for a range of frequency, we need to vary R and C with the frequency. R और C को आपको चेंज करना पड़ेगा. जैसे जैसे आप फ्रीक्वेंसी चेंज करोगे, टू एडजस्ट द वैल्यू ऑफ ओमेगा आर सी, यू हैव टू वेरी द वैल्यू ऑफ R and C. इज इट पॉसिबल? फ्रीक्वेंसी की वैल्यू जैसे ही चेंज हुआ मैसेज सिग्नल में, तो आप हार्डवेयर को चेंज कर दें? नो. सो इट कैनॉट बी इंप्लीमेंटेड. It is impossible to implement. So 90 degree wideband phase shifter circuit is practically not possible to construct. Hence, when the message signal is a multitone message signal, to generate the SSBSC signal, we are going to apply the frequency discrimination method. Right? Okay. So this is the discussion about the phase discrimination method. The last method of the SSBSC generation is Weaver's method. Weaver's method is different from the frequency and phase discrimination method. दोनों से अलग है, दोनों से भिन्न है. Frequency discrimination method और phase discrimination method से Weaver's method थोड़ा सा भिन्न है. किस तरह से भिन्न है? See, it needs no sharp cutoff filters or wideband phase discrimination method. Sharp cutoff filter was the limitation of frequency discrimination method, whereas the wideband phase difference network is the limitation of the phase discrimination method. But it needs none of them. होता क्या है इसमें? Concept क्या है इसका? This method has an interesting property that the unwanted sideband occupies the same band of frequencies as the desired sidebands. So unwanted sideband as well as the wanted sidebands both occupies the same set of frequencies. Hence the unwanted sideband in the usual sense is not present. Right? Unwanted, wanted sidebands both will occupy the same set of frequencies in Weaver's method.